Okay, so recently we covered the fact that Sykkuno is now back and streaming, and this one has been a very interesting one to kind of watch. Now, in the last video, we just kind of covered the general news, right? He's back. He said that he's been working on things with his girlfriend, and somehow she still stayed, despite all of the stuff that has happened. Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of giving you a general rundown of what kind of happened in that stream. But now there has been a pretty strong reaction from fans and just from people in general that are very, mixed in terms of his return, and it's getting pretty crazy, right? Now, of course, Rima puts out a post here saying Sykkuno is back to streaming and saying, I was working on myself and repaying the damage I've done to my girlfriend and our relationship. What I did to her was horrible, and for a lot of people, they could never forgive that. I regret doing it so much. It hasn't been easy, but not everything's perfect, but we made a lot of improvements, and now we're doing a lot better. I wouldn't be coming back to streaming if both of us didn't feel that way. So yeah, obviously that's the reason as to why he returned. And well, people have a lot of strong opinions on this. For example, saying he returned way too early. That's all I'm going to say about this. And yeah, many people were surprised at how quickly Sykkuno decided to come back. He obviously mentions the fact that things have gotten better with his girlfriend or whatever. They've seemed to, work things out somehow. Of course, that's, all working out, and that's why he felt like he could come back to streaming. But I think there's also this kind of separate side of things where I don't think it is just, the relationship that you need to kind of, worry about whenever it comes to returning to streaming. I think maybe there should have been a little bit more of a break. Obviously, I don't know. I think it was a little bit too soon myself, as well. As we're saying, his reputation is still ruined. He'll be forever known as a cheater and a fuckboy, and honestly, shocked his girlfriend wanted to stay. If it was me, I'd be gone. Trust forever broken. And yeah, 100%, especially with the, amount of people that he was talking to as well. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. And if I was in the girlfriend's position, yeah, I ain't coming back. But obviously, as I said, it's all up to her in terms of how she wants to feel about this. Saying coming back the day before his birthday so he can rack in the money from a birthday stream is diabolical. Streamers are something else, bro. Crazy work acting like his girlfriend was the only person he did wrong. Holy larp. And yeah, there's some people as well that have been kind of, talking about the girls that were involved in kind of being led on by him and being told, all of this kind of stuff and meeting up with him without knowing about this girlfriend or whatever. People were asking, well, where is the apology to them? Because of course, within the clips that we've seen so far, there hasn't been any kind of apology towards them. It has just been kind of like, oh, me and my girlfriend have worked on things, and that's about it, right? And that's literally all that has come out. So again, I think that is pretty interesting. So it makes me bar is too low to comprehend this strat. So maybe it's just me. But everything that happened was only just shown within a month ago, with the multiple accounts of cheating, messaging, and stringing people along for God knows how long, and saying that there's been time taken to repair a relationship only between your girlfriend and you. That should have been built on trust, which was also clearly broken. Also applies to everyone else you've interacted with before knowing about your girlfriend. They are also victims and deserve a space, and believing your ability to come back publicly to many others you've hurt and betrayed, at least in my view of things, tells me how disingenuous this comeback is. You've reconciled with your girlfriend, but what about the others that you've managed to come across and string along before you got called out? So yeah, obviously some people, as I said, unhappy that he hasn't addressed anything to do with the people that were involved as well. Saying more like rent was due and he needed to spout some flowery bullshit. Which, I mean, yeah, this is fair enough. For anyone who didn't read or watch this guy, I got your bag. What is this?
On myself and repairing the damage I've done to my girlfriend and
okay, they started to do the anime voice. I mean, there's been like so many people making fun of the anime voice as well. It is quite funny because he is still doing it, by the way. He's still doing the anime voice. It's kind of crazy. But again, I think it's pretty, insane. Sykkuno's back and shows no remorse or regret on his face. The dude, why the hell are you talking? Like months or even a year had passed. This is still fresh as hell, and you sounded like the other folks who think, oh, things are different now. I've changed because I've had enough time to change. but it's still the effing same. And yeah, I think a lot of people are just kind of skeptical on how much has really changed, because he has come back after what, like a month or so. You know, whenever stuff like this happens and people come back and they say that they've changed, yeah, it usually tends to be over the course of like a year or something, right? They go away for a year or half a year or whatever, you know, a little bit longer than just like a month, right? And then they come back and they say that they've changed, right? And sometimes they do, right? But I don't know, some people are very skeptical on whether a month is enough or not. And again, I don't know if it is, right? Now, of course, there's been more people saying, I truly don't understand how people find the strength to stay after someone had cheated on them over and over. It's heartbreaking to see someone convince themselves that headed in a good direction is enough, when it's probably just a matter of time before it happens again. So yeah, obviously that's what some guys say. So dude's rich, she ain't, what do you expect? So yeah, I mean, I guess. Of course, there's a Dexerto post on it as well, saying Sykkuno's returned to streaming with an update on his relationship following his cheating scandal. I've been working every single day to make things better. We're in a good position where we can be happy, and we're headed in a good direction. And obviously, yeah, people saying, hey, I'm an upcoming VTuber. I'm wondering if you could help me get my XP up. Bro, it's crazy. It's so crazy that people like this in the chat now. Don't care. He's a creep and his girlfriend is pathetic. And again, some people are going after the girlfriend. As I said, I think it's entirely up to, you know, her choice if she wants to try and work things out, right? I don't want to like go after her or anything like that, because I don't think it's like healthy at all. Sure, you can go after Sykkuno and call him a weirdo, and you know, and you know, denounce everything that he's done, but in terms of the girlfriend, I think it is entirely her decision. And I think calling her pathetic just doesn't really help, right? Because she is the victim in this, right? So she stayed with him, which obviously, yeah, a lot of people surprised about that still as well. So she probably gave him a pass to, that's crazy. I am not going to say that one. I'm not going to finish that sentence. Yikes. And again, a lot of VTubers as well, you know, responding to this, because this was originally a VTuber drama. That's why I've covered it. This is why we've covered it so long. It's because a lot of the kind of people that he would message and talk to were VTubers, which obviously was a huge pattern that kind of got revealed. And it has been pretty funny to say. See, I said, you don't change stuff in 2 months. Change takes years, which, yeah, I think is 100% true. So anyone who still watches this creep is dumber than livestock. So again, a lot of people have been much more negative now recently. There was some people that would say like Return of the King and all of this kind of stuff whenever we first looked at this post, and whenever he first kind of came back on the day. But it seems like now that everything is kind of settled in a little bit and being like, oh wait, he is actually back. You know, people are starting to, you know, realize that, hey, is 2 months or 1 month or however long it is really, you know, a suitable amount of time to come back and say, I've changed, guys? Because again, I just don't think it is. I feel like there should have been some more time taken off. But I guess someone needs to get that bag, right? You know, you got to go live. It's your job, right? So I don't know. It is pretty interesting, but it has been cool to see a lot of the responses and reactions from some VTuber fans and other fans as well, that have already been kind of taking a look at this situation, because yeah, I mean, there's so much to kind of unpick from this return and what it kind of means for many of the VTubers that were involved, whether it was the ones that he was talking to, or whether it was, you know, his girlfriend or anyone like that. You know, people are very, very angry. But yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is for this situation. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. Again, they got a ton of VTuber collabs and stuff. So yeah, check it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.